UFC middleweight Sean Strickland is ready to move to boxing if he doesn't face Dricus du Plessis. Tarzan hasn't competed since his first title defense against Stillnox at UFC 297 in January. The bout was Sean Strickland's first since defeating Israel Adesanya last September. While the newly crowned champion wasn't excited about fighting in Canada, he was excited to finally settle his feud with Dricus du Plessis. It was Dricus du Plessis who earned a split decision victory to win UFC gold. Since that bout in January, Sean Strickland has repeatedly called for a second crack at the South African. It seems that the UFC doesn't want to see the rematch. Earlier this week, reports emerged about Dricus du Plessis facing Israel Adesanya in Australia later this year. One man who isn't a fan of the UFC title bout is former champion Sean Strickland. Earlier this week, the UFC middleweight contender took to X. There, Sean Strickland made a series of posts calling for a rematch with Dricus du Plessis. If Strickland can't get his rematch with du Plessis, he's interested in a move to boxing. Sean Strickland calls for a rematch with UFC middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis. The UFC fans want me and Dricus to settle it. Dricus wants to settle it. We all know I fought in a dirty liberal country who fucked me. Dana knows it. The UFC knows it. If it was anyone else on the roster, the rematch would happen. Do the right thing, UFC. Sean Strickland wrote in his first post on X. He followed up with, "You know man, I'm not climbing that fucking ladder again. If that isn't it for me IDK boxing, yeah, I'll go make millions beating up Jake Paul LMAO." For what it's worth, this is far from the first time that Sean Strickland has blamed Canada for his split decision loss. Strickland has long been open about his respect for former President Donald Trump and shown interest in a future run for political office.